Hello and welcome to the training for Oracle Replenishment Planning Cloud product. Today we'll go through a demo which talks about a day in life of a replenishment planner. After completing this lesson, you should be able to understand a day in the life of a replenishment planner, explain how you can quickly review, analyze, and improve plan performance. We will primarily cover two demo flows. Policy estimation flow, in which we will identify a segment with low projected fill rate and perform plan simulation to improve the projected fill rate by changing input policy parameters of that particular segment. Second demo flow is about automated replenishment flow, which is also called as policy execution flow, in which we will review execution plan and resolve inventory stockout issues at the item locations. Now let us go through the demo flow. Here planner has already run the plan and planner will start reviewing the plan results. This infotile policy effectiveness provides the details about the projected fill rate by segment. So planner would have already set up the target fill rate goals and compared to the target fill rate, now planner can review the projected fill rate by each segment. And policy effectiveness infotile provides details of projected fill rate at the plan level. So plan at the plan level, the projected fill rate looks fine, but at the individual segment level, we can see that this particular segment is showing low projected fill rate compared to the target set for this particular segment. So let's review the projected fill rate, why it is low, and try to improve the projected fill rate by changing the input policy parameters which planner has already set up at this particular segment level. So we will drill to manage policy assignments view, which provides details of input policy parameters for this particular segment. Here we can see that safety stock calculation method is set to days of cover. Let's try to change it to service level based safety stock calculation and provide the target service level percentage. After providing the target service level percentage, we'll save this record. And now planner will simulate this change by running the simulation replenishment plan. So from the actions menu, we can use the run plan option and select calculate policy parameters and calculate replenishment option with do not refresh with current data option. So you can now see that the simulation plan run has started. This plan will calculate policy parameters and it will calculate replenishments based on these new policy parameters only for those item locations which are part of this particular segment which we are simulating. So the simulation plan run is completed. So currently we can see that projected fill rate is lower than target fill rate. Let's refresh. Now after the simulation run, by changing the safety stock calculation method, we can see that projected fill rate for this particular segment has improved and it is higher than the target fill rate set for this particular segment. So this is one way of simulating the policy effectiveness by changing the input policy parameters. Any of these input policy parameters can be set, can be changed, and simulation can be performed to see the effect of that particular change on the policy effectiveness and on projected fill rate. Now let us go to the second demo flow where planner will start reviewing the execution plan or automated replenishment plan. Here we can see that some of the orders or replenishments have already been released. So this blue bar indicates that these these segments, like for this particular segment, 16 replenishment orders have been automatically released. Similarly, for other segments also, planner can review that some of these orders have been released, and the green bar indicates how many orders are actually planned in this particular plan run. Apart from these details, planner can review on the left hand side using the shortages by segment graph. For every segment, what is the shortfall or what is the supply stockouts. So by each segment, planner can review, like for an example, for this particular segment, planner can see that 4 item locations have stocked out. Similarly, for this segment, 7 item locations have stocked out. So planner can start reviewing why this particular item location or why this particular segment is having higher stock out. So planner will select this segment and let us go to shortages by item location view. This view provides details of which item locations have stocked out in this particular segment. So let us select one item and try to resolve the stock out. First, we can go to manage policy parameters by item to review the policies calculated for this particular item location. We can see that the policy type for this particular item location is min-max planning, and minimum quantity is calculated as 25 units and maximum quantity is calculated as 28 units. Let's now further analyze supplies and demands by going to replenishment workbench. So replenishment workbench provides details about what is the total demand for this item, what is the on hand, and how many replenishments we have created. And using this view, we can analyze why this item location has stocked out. We can see that projected available balance has gone negative on these dates. And maybe one of the reasons for this is sudden increase in demand in the second week. So because of this item location has stocked out starting from second week. What planner can do is temporarily planner can change the minimum and maximum quantity. So we can use the adjusted minimum quantity and adjusted maximum quantity measure to perform override and change the policies for this particular item location. So we'll change the policy for this item location as 30 and 45, and we'll save this record. And then we'll run the simulation plan. So since we are changing the policies, we only need to now calculate the replenishment. We don't need to calculate the policy parameters. So we will select this option of calculating the replenishment. Now under this simulation run, only this particular item location will be replanned since we have changed the policy parameter for this item location. So once the simulation plan run completes, we'll go back to replenishment workbench and we'll review projected available balance for this item location. So let's refresh this particular view. So before the plan run, projected available balance was showing negative. Now let us see if by changing the policy parameters have we resolved the stock out situation. So now we can see that projected available balance has become positive, and stockouts, we are able to resolve the stockouts by changing the policy parameters. So once we have resolved the stockout, now planner can go ahead and release these new orders manually. So we'll select this measure and then we will navigate to supplies and demand page where we can review these orders. So supplies and demand view provides details of orders and demands. Here we can see all these are the orders which have been now created. We will select some of these orders and we will manually release these orders. So first step for manually releasing the order is to mark these orders for release. So now we can see that the action is release and the release status is release. So first step is select these orders and then mark them for release. We'll notice now that the release status changes to marked for release. So now these orders are ready for releasing it to execution system. User can, from the action menu, user can select the release option, and once this option is selected, once this action is performed, these orders will be released to execution system. Now after this simulation, user can come back to demand and replenishment plan summary page and to review that if we are able to resolve the item stockouts. So initially we had noticed that the item stockout count was 15. Now it is reduced to 14 because we analyzed one item location which belonged to this particular segment, and we were able to resolve the stockout for this location, this item location. This completes this particular demo flow. In this lesson, you should have learned how to describe a day in the life of a replenishment planner, explain how you can quickly review, analyze, and improve plan performance. With this, we complete this lesson. Thank you for listening.